Cara Delevingne wears heart-shaped pasties before covering her modesty in foam as she talks about freedom. She felt shooting very racy Playboy cover. Cara Delevingne has described what it was like shooting her raciest magazine cover to date for Playboy. The supermodel, 33, put on a very racy display as she wore red heart-shaped pasties in one shot before covering her modesty in foam. Cara went topless and modeled a series of sexy lingerie sets in the sizzling photoshoot. The actress, who was the first lesbian to grace Playboy magazine, declared, "It's so fun being naked," as she reflected on the shoot.
Flies and gnats invading your kitchen? Plug in the Zevo flying insect trap to attract and catch flying pests with blue and UV light day and night. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/one before it's gone.
She added, "I love the sense in the freedom of owning my sexuality and owning my body, and I think for the first time instead of getting naked for a brand or an editorial, this felt more like my choice. Like, of course, it's always been my choice, but it felt like something so liberating. I was texting my girlfriend earlier, and I was sending her the photos, and she was like, 'Oh my God, you look so pretty.' And I was like, 'But I'm just a silly baby pretending to be a sexy lady, and sometimes that's how it feels.' You know, everyone has that kind of polarity and dichotomy, and so kind of playing within that and still having fun while trying on this, like I'm a sexy woman because you can be all of those things." Playboy detailed. In her prime, Delevingne is also making history. She's the first out lesbian woman to appear on the print cover of Playboy. To mark the occasion, she also dons the iconic bunny suit, becoming the first supermodel to do so for the magazine since Kate Moss in 2014. In the shoot, Cara was lighting up a cigarette with a match while pulling a smoldering pose and showing off her tattoos along her arms. Another shot saw the musician prowling towards the camera in red lingerie, while her image was displayed on a vast screen alongside. Cara was sending temperatures soaring in the snaps, as she bowed into the sizzling nature of the saucy Bible with very little left to the imagination. Another image saw her slip into the classic Playboy ensemble, comprising a corset, bow tie, bunny ears, and cuffs. She gave a further nod to the Playboy look of days gone by as an image gave a full shot of her bunny-tailed bottom, cuffs, and Playboy cufflinks. Cara deemed her cover appearance powerful, saying, "Of course, Playboy is very much a heterosexual institution. That's why it felt like a bit of a FKU and a rebellious thing to do, and to have an incredible female-led creative team, a lot of them being queer, felt really fun and different." Speaking about stripping off, she said, "I've been naked before in shoots, in movies. But it always made me feel a bit gross when it was for someone else, of course. It was my choice and I agreed to it, but it never felt empowering. I've never felt more comfortable in my body and in my sexuality. I feel like I'm in more of my prime as a woman and as a sexual being." Alongside her shoot, she spoke about her music career and how she wanted her music to go out under a different name to avoid preconceived ideas. Away from her modeling and on to her music, Cara reflected on her new career. In April, she launched her music career as she announced a tour and posted clips of her songs I Forgot and Out of My Head on social media. She said, "Originally, I wanted to release the music under a different name so no one would know it was me, because I just wanted it to go out there. But I didn't want the preconceived ideas. How many people are going to say it's bad without even listening to it? Of course, I accept that people might think it's bad whether they know or care if it's me or not. But that's not why I've done it." Cara was truly back to her best in the shoot, which comes after she revealed she suffered a near-fatal overdose at the height of her drug addiction. After admitting, she lost multiple modeling jobs due to her struggles. The model has previously opened up about her battles with addiction, which led her to check herself into a 12-step program after photos emerged of the star looking disheveled and jittery at Van Nuys Airport. Cara has now shared that she was taken to hospital and given a dose of naloxone after overdosing on what she believed was opiates in cocaine. She also reflected on the horrible fallout from the snaps, admitting she'd had a seizure just minutes before due to the drugs she had taken at Burning Man Festival. Sharing the impact her drug addiction had on her career, Cara said, "Yeah, it's not a good look. As a model, you're meant to upkeep the brand's standards in some way. Like, it's in contracts that you sign. and I knew I needed to get sober, so I medically was weaned off GBL gamma-butyrolactone, which probably is the hardest one to come off. I couldn't deal because the more sober I got, the more I realized how badly I F'd up, and that just was too much. Speaking on the Louis Theroux podcast, Cara added, "So, I couldn't stay sober, and then I overdosed because I think there was opiates in the cocaine I think I'd bought or something. So I was Narcaned, given a dose of naloxone, which reverses the impacts of opioid overdose, was in hospital, and that's really when everything happened because when I woke up." Louis explained. For people who don't know, it's the kind of quick fix, knocks the fentanyl off your neuroreceptors. You're revived almost in the middle of overdosing.